will start with prayer and pledge from Councilwoman Seals. And also, our pledge will be by Councilwoman Hammond.
If you would like to participate, please bow your heads. We thank you, Father God, for today. We thank you for our city that is prospering. Lord, help us to become one so that we can be better people, a better community, and to become better all together. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Everyone say amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Young isn't with us this evening. Councilmember Seals.
Present.
Councilmember Balls.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Present.
Councilmember Ostash isn't with us this evening. Councilmember Braddock.
Present.
Councilmember Wiggins.
Present.
Councilmember Hammond.
Present.
And Mayor Moore.
Present.
You have 7 present and 2 absent.
I'd like to welcome everybody to City Council meeting tonight. This meeting is being televised or at a later date. It will be on YouTube. We ask that all council persons, please silence your phones and your computers. Audience, if you could do the same, we sure would appreciate it. This is not a booing or a clapping section. We want to do it all decent and in order. And with that being said, do we have any announcements?
Yes, Mayor, the city's convenience station will be open this Saturday, March 14th, from 8 a.m. until noon for city residents to drop off bulky or miscellaneous items for disposal. The next regular city council meeting will be Monday, March 23rd, and will begin at noon due to Student Government Day. And that takes us to public hearings.
The purpose of the public hearing is for the public to address council as a whole and for council to hear comments from the speaker regarding specific actions being requested. Speaker must limit their remarks to the subject of the public hearing. Please state your name and say if you are in support of or opposition of the public hearing. The main speaker or the designated speaker is allowed 10 minutes. Every speaker thereafter is allowed 3 minutes. This is not a question or an answer section. We will get back to you within a timely manner. Madam Clerk.
Our public hearing is regarding the proposed Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund Development Grant application for improvements to the Saginaw Riverfront Park located along South Water Street in downtown Saginaw.
Do we have any spokespersons who'd like to speak to this? Yes.
I think I'm the 10-minute main presenter.
Yes.
Probably will take 10 minutes. Good evening, everyone. My name's Jeff Cart. I'm with Wade Trim, and we're working with the city on upcoming grant application to support Riverfront Park. Now, you've probably heard several presentations regarding the Riverfront Park project. I'm focusing on a particular component, which is the trail. And this is a Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund grant. We'll be submitting for the trail portion of Riverfront Park. And the idea behind that is that will allow us to get the highest score. And we plan to submit the grant by the end of this month. And we'll receive notice of the award near the end of the year, and then funding will become available in early 2027. This is a competitive program. The minimum match is 25%. We're going to be proposing an overmatch, which gives us a 63% match, which gives us a higher score and a higher degree of hopeful success. Riverfront Park Trail, a little bit about the project. I understand everyone on council has this, what I'm talking about, these maps that I'm talking about. So I have it before you is a map of the project area. It's about 0.3 miles of pathway. Like I said, the focus of the grant application will be on the trail. And since this is the Iron Bell Trail, we also get extra points for that. And the trail will be aligned to accommodate other improvements as part of the Riverfront Park improvements. The grant application will include a lot of amenities associated with the trail, like bike racks, repair stations, benches, and picnic tables. And I also provided a overlook of the entire park with a red outline that shows the focus of the grant application. And as you can see, the trail will be realigned to accommodate some of the other park amenities. I also provided pictures of existing conditions at the park, one showing the start of the trail between the existing building and Water Street, one showing the trail continuing into the park, and then another showing the parking lot, and this parking lot will be turned into a sitting area along the trail with some picnic tables. Also provided some photos showing the park just off of Thompson Street, and this will be a new entrance area, and the trail will also bisect the area in the picture on your, in the packet you have. And then there's also a photo that shows the park as you're entering from the north. You're probably familiar with the site, but just to offer some perspective. This project for the Riverfront Park Trail, the cost is about $1,090,000. And the grant from the MDNR Trust Fund grant would be $400,000, and the match from the city would be $689,900, so almost $690,000. Now, the resolution on tonight's agenda commits matching funds for the grant, the match I talked about, the $689,900. This is funding that you've already committed for this match. It's not additional funding from the city. These are funds you've already committed. But we're using these funds to demonstrate a very strong match for the grant, so we're going to request the maximum grant amount of $800,000, and along with that $689,900 match, like I said, it's 63% as opposed to the 25% minimum. So with the committed overmatch, we should be able to obtain maximum matching points for the grant scoring, which gives us a good chance. Other funding requests are also pending for Riverfront Park. We were able to secured a $1 million grant last year from MEDC for the project, and we also submitted a major federal grant application to the National Park Service. That was a $5 million application. That program was put on hold. It's supposed to come back soon, so it should be reopened soon, so that's still another funding that will be pursued. And the city also recently submitted a congressional request for community project funding for the park project, and we're also evaluating any potential philanthropic support from local foundations, area foundations. So that should give you an overview of the project. Thanks.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak to this hearing? Do we have anyone else who'd like to speak to this hearing? Last and final time. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak to this hearing? Hearing none, I need a motion to close this hearing.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk.
That takes us to public input.
Individuals will be called to the podium by our clerk. Please speak clearly so that we can understand you. And you have 3 minutes, 3 minutes to make your presentation. Madam Clerk.
Our first speaker is Jose Barajas.
Right here.
Good evening, council members. My name is Jose Barajas. I lived in the city all my life. I was involved in a lot of activities. I refrain from a lot of these. I stand here before today to speak on a place that was once a beating heart of our community, Ojibwe Island. For generations, the island was a piece of land or a line item in the budget. It's where our communities came to life. I want to close my eyes for a moment and remember the sound of the summer concerts echoing over the water. Remember the vibrant colors of Cinco de Mayo, celebrating the crowd-lined path and annual parades. Thinking of the fireworks that brought us together July, and simply more personal moments, that family reunions, the first birthday parties, Sunday afternoon picnics, filling those grounds with laughter. But today, the vibrant picture has faded into quiet, lock-off reality. The island has become a locked out and don't touch momentary. It's sitting there, unscrutinized and accessible for every tradition to defy us. This brings me to our hard question regarding the physical responsibility as residents. We pay our property tax faithful. A portion of those hard-earned dollars are earmarked for the maintenance, insurance, upkeep of the public space, including the island. So I ask council, why are we paying for a place we cannot properly use? What is the justification for collecting taxes to maintain a public space that has effectively been closed to the public most cherished tradition? What makes the situation even more frustrating is an alternative we have been forced to accept. Our families that want to host a reunion or community group wants to organize an event. We are forced to leave the city limits. We are hearing over the township, a place we pay no taxes. We are paying them out-of-pocket fees to use the parks and facilities. It is a bitter pill to swallow. We are funding our own parks with our taxes, stimulation, being forced to subsidize our neighborhood township budgets to find a place to sit together at a picnic. It is double taxation, and our time and our wallets, and it's below our public pride, our local pride. We are now asking for much. We're asking for restoration of our community heritage. We ask for the gates to be open, for the security process to be fixed, and for the island to return to the people who pay for it. Do not let any season go by where residents are forced to take their celebration and their money elsewhere. Let's bring the concert, parades, and families back to make Jibway Island our own island again. And also, you know, a lot of people do not live in the city. They don't want to use Jibway Island. They live out of city limits. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Our next speaker is Carolyn Bashins.
Good evening. My name is Carolyn Bashins. I'm a resident of the city of Saginaw. I am here concerning the residents at 2216 North Bond in Saginaw, which is condemned. In the past 6 months, if not longer, I have been to the inspections department several times. Was told the ins and outs of a squatter dwelling in this condemned home. Was also told the vehicles would be ticketed and towed after so many tickets and days. Next, was proceeded to be told that the police department would have to handle the issue. I proceeded with the lieutenant of the police department only to be blown off again, referred back to city inspections, and denied help once again. I have reached out to consumers about electricity being rigged from the house to the bus in the drive, which is being lived in. Have reached out to Amos O'Neill's office only to be told that the inspections office was reached out to and the house will be getting boarded up. Only to made a complete fool of once again and left with unanswered issues and results. I am here today to ask the city council as well as the mayor to why this problem is not of importance or being handled. What can this man possibly have over everyone's head, or who does he possibly know within the system that this matter is being left unresolved? I would like to ask if this eyesore was across the street or in the neighborhood of any of these professionals I have contacted, would the matter be handled? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next speaker is William King. William, on to Michael Thompson.
Good evening. Thank you for this time. My goal always has been to promote citizen involvement, both through newspaper reports and with my volunteer experience to help build neighborhood associations. I have spoken about your meeting agenda and how you could adopt changes so that your proceedings are more clear and interesting for your constituents and promote citizen involvement. And so I will repeat the two main proposals. Move the remarks of council members to the end of the meeting, not smack in the middle. Also, begin meetings early at 5:30 with an hour to take closer looks at important challenges we face. At least the council is united for once. All of you have rejected both of these ideas. And so tonight I seek compromise. On remarks, the meeting chair could ask if any of you have something to say instead of calling on you one by one. Members are not called on individually to make motions or to propose action items, so why is it different on remarks? Is talk more important than action? This was a big misstep in 2023 when meetings were filled with remarks of council, and then at the very, very end, the ARPA dollars, millions of dollars, were passed with little or no discussion. For the single topic issue reviews at 5:30, please just try doing one and see how it goes. Maybe the land bank for the first focus session, because you know we need to talk with the land bank. And it just doesn't happen. All this time goes by. That's why we need special sessions like that. Maybe Ojibwe Island would be a good time to have an hour discussion on before you start acting on it in a couple of weeks or 4 weeks. In closing, another way to promote citizen involvement in education is to support and to respect the grassroots groups that already are reaching out into the neighborhoods. One of them is Saginaw CAP. You may disagree with CAP on occasion, as I do myself, but so what? They are getting citizens involved who never took part before, and isn't that what we all want? It would have sent a positive signal when CAP did the survey on Ojibwe if you would have just piggybacked on it, thanked them. There's nothing wrong with the survey instead of doing your own. That would show respect and support for community groups that I'm not seeing so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our final speaker is Melanie Brown. Don't see her, Mayor, on to remarks of council.
Council, you have 3 minutes for your comments. We will start tonight with Councilwoman Seals.
All right, thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to thank you all for your support and understanding during my recent time away. I'm grateful to be back in action and ready to continue serving this community with renewed focus, especially after kind of looking death in the face. Thank you to the staff and fellow council members and residents who keeping things going. I was away due to medical reasons, and I just appreciate all the prayers and people reaching out while I've been gone. So I thank you all for being there for me while I've been in the hospital, in and out the hospital the last 2 months. Thank you. So over the next couple of months, I am still on the mend, but I'm still here to do my due diligence. And even though I'm not fully healed, I am still going to push, and my goal is to keep Saginaw moving forward. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. So if you need anything, let me know. I also want to give you my card, and I would like to talk to you about that address. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Ball.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't have a lot to say this evening. Just want to welcome everybody to the new season that come here today. Don't get too happy with it because we're in Michigan. You can imagine we probably have a snowstorm next week.
This weekend.
Oh, this weekend, excuse me. But anyway, I'd like to thank all the community organizations for getting involved and helping out our children. There's a lot of different organizations that's getting involved and going out to the schools. I know the help group is going out to the schools. The another group is going out, Terry Reed and their group are going out. And there's a lot of people that's getting involved with the children who normally don't have to, go to the schools and work with those children. So I just want to thank them for going out and doing what they do, because it's going to make our community a better place whenever an adult can spend time with a kid. Summertime is coming up, so we all gonna have to be vigilant about the things that we see in our community. Saginaw has been notorious for having uptick in crime as the weather get warmer. So we're gonna hope and pray that we don't have these issues this year like we normally do. And, you know, get involved with the children in your neighborhood. I tell you, it really makes a difference. It really does. I have an opportunity to spend some time with the kids in the neighborhood. They've been out playing basketball. I'm not gonna say I've been out there acting like Mr. Braddock and going out there and playing. I'm not gonna do that. I don't think I can handle that, that boot he got on his leg. But I will give those kids Gatorade or something like that. I'll be the water boy. But I just want to be engaged with those children as much as I can. So other than that, I just want everybody to have a great day and a great summer. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Braddock.
Thank you, thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, Mike Bars, I'm about sat down now. Try to find something else to do, play some chess or checkers or something. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. I kind of, you know, same thoughts of what Mr. Balls was saying about the summer. It's getting warmer. We know we had the neighborhood cleanups coming up and everything, so we encourage the neighborhood, you know, encourage the citizens in our community to come out, participate in neighborhood cleanups as they start coming up. Also, one of the big things that everyone's been talking about is Ojibwe Island. I appreciate the Mr. Jose for presenting that, everything, and I just would like to say that I believe everyone on this table want to see Ojibwe open. No one at this table wants to see Ojibwe closed, okay? And our goal and our mission is to open it safely, all right? And open it safely and then open it for the community to enjoy it. The events that you were talking about, we're looking to plan events for the event, for the Ojibwe. We're looking to open Ojibwe with an event, not just to say it's opening. And so there's some things that we have to do to open the Ojibwe as far as when it comes to the construction, you know, as far as the things you had in your questions. So with those things, that will part of some of the questions that you had in your packet, that would be some of the reasons why the park would be closed down, as far as getting the roads redone and things of that nature. But I would say that nobody on this board wants to see we want to see Ojibwe open. And, you know, and so it's out there like the city council wants to keep it closed, or we trying to keep it closed, but no, that's not it. We just want to open safely and make it enjoyable for the whole community and everybody in the city. And so, you know, with the push, that's good. The community is coming out, you know, standing up for something. But I'm pretty sure everybody at this table and the colleagues at this table, we want to see the Ojibwe open just like y'all do. But that's all I have for the most part. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilwoman Wiggins.
Thank you, Mayor Moore. Thank you to everyone who came out tonight, and also everyone that's watching online, to all the public speakers tonight. Appreciate your comments. Again, we're going to, talk about Ojibwe until it is open to vehicular traffic. That is the goal, and I think our community wants a hard yes. That's basically what the community wants. I myself can, talk to what I want and what I've heard from the community, and that is for it to be open for vehicular traffic as quickly as possible. To say yes, it is open. It's great, but I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to lug a cart to take picnic supplies to the middle of the park. That's not something I'm interested in. So it also should not be a topic that's, to me, politicized or weaponized to cause division in our community. It's something that is important to the heart and who Saginaw is. And like I said, the goal is to open it, at least for me, to vehicular traffic as quickly as possible. We have the beautiful headwaters, Saginaw headwaters, that's basically you're walking, you can park and walk. You got a lot of area there. I remember having Wicks Park growing up, when you go from M13 to 4D Street, and you could drive through until there were potholes as big as half of Saginaw. And so that is now closed to vehicular traffic because we just couldn't afford to fix all those miles of travel lane for cars. So that's an area where the people, if they want to, can walk as well. So Ojibwe being as unique as it is to Saginaw, with the vehicle traffic, it's important, and it's something we need to uphold and save. I'll move on from that. Just want to say my condolences to Nyesha Clark Young's family. She was a very important member of this community, gave back to this community through art, through fighting for different rights and different policies in this town, and we lost her. And I just want to say my condolences, and my heart goes out to that family. But they're all fighters, and they will continue to fight and participate and give back to this community. I'm thankful for that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilwoman Hammond.
Thank you. First, thank you to all our speakers for coming and having your voices heard at our meeting. And thank you to Mr. Barajas for also putting the text letter as well. That's going to be really helpful for your full statement and ideas. Also to Mr. Thompson, I agree with you particularly about moving the remarks from council to the ends of the meeting. I'm going to work on a motion, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I think that would just be a rule change or an order change. From that, I know this upcoming Wednesday, March 11th, we have a citywide meeting, which is happening right next door here from 5:30 to 6:30 at the tennis court building known as Garber Courts. It's going to be about play dates in the park. Right after that meeting, I will be hosting, starting at 7, it's going to be at Oracle Brewing, a civic engagement strategy session. So that's for some folks in the community. I've gotten an enormous amount of feedback, particularly messages of support these past couple of weeks. People have stopped me. So thank you to everybody who stopped me at the grocery store and the coffee shop and on the street. I really appreciate it. Partially because a lot of people have been reaching out asking, how can I get more involved? How do I know more about, how to be part of the decision makings of the city? I decided to host this strategy session. So that's going to also be at on March 11th, and it'll be at 7 p.m. at Oracle. Beyond that, I just wanted to say that thank you all so much who have chosen to speak up and speak out about what you'd like to see in this community and how you'd like to see your resources spent. I believe that Ojibwe Island is a park that should be accessible as soon as the construction is completed. I believe that the time frame between now and then is long enough to establish whatever services we need to, make whatever budget adjustments we need to, because our budget is happening in between those times, to be able to commit to addressing any concerns we may have prior to opening the park. I feel that a date is needed. It's been 5 years. Thank you.
Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Good evening, concerned citizens of the community, and welcome back, JJ. I'm glad you're back and a little bit more healthy probably than what you were when I last saw you. Thank you tonight as well for your speakers. We hear your concerns and we appreciate it. Like I said, we don't know everything unless we're out there, or sometimes things slip through the cracks, but it's nice to hear the citizens reach out to us. I did see a post last week, and I got in contact with the guy that made it, and we made things right, thanks to the staff here of the city of Saginaw. Sometimes, things get overlooked, and that's why it's great for you to come, especially Mr. Barajas. I know him. And speaking about Ojibwe, I don't know when the last time I could even imagine when I had a picnic, but I just know now that I'm older, the work involved, I don't know if I even want to handle taking everything because I live so close by. But yeah, we are looking at opening the Ojibwe Island, so let's just, get that straight right off the bat. We do want to utilize that more, and it has been being utilized now until the construction's coming. So let's just make sure that we keep using these resources that we have here in the great city of Saginaw. We do have great events coming for the little ones. Make sure you register them for the play dates in the park. I share a lot of stuff on my Facebook, community alerts, because people are not aware sometimes where those resources are. There was one by my house, a Butman Fish. They had, for the kids, they were getting library books and pizza. So there's a lot of great events. Monday, the 16th, the Soup Kitchen is having their food giveaway. They've been having a monthly. I'm the vice president of the Eastside Soup Kitchen, and with it getting warmer, I'm going to try to go volunteer in the winter months last year, I had pneumonia during this time, and trying to lead the council where I could barely talk. It was one of our longer meetings, but we're getting ready, so pray for safe travels to MML League. So I will be a moderator out there. This is my second year in a row, and I also will be receiving an award there Wednesday, so I'm excited. So we do a lot of work behind the scenes. I know you guys see us up here, but some of you guys don't know what the real work that we do behind the scenes, and a lot of the time it's on our own time. We don't get paid for any of this. We do it because we love to serve our community, we love to help our citizens, and we truly love what we do. And that's why we're here. And so, like I said, we take your concerns seriously, and there is a lot of things going on in the community, and it's good to hear these concerns, because if you guys didn't have no concerns, then we're not doing our job. So continue to make sure that you guys do the survey. I don't know if you're aware, on the city's website, there's always great information going on there, so utilize those resources. I just did a webinar Friday about digital accessibility, and this is great. I said that we have one of the great ones that you can go on there, and I love our Saginaw sign that we have out there, and it's so easy to access. So, you know, we're losing a lot of stuff to digital, so especially our seniors. But thank you, have a good night, and that's all.
Well, public speakers, thank you so much for coming out. I'm not gonna rehash what was said. The sentiment is across the board. We do want to open Ojibwe, but we want to open it safe. This week has been probably a trying week. A lot of individuals who were here last week are not here this week. Yeah, my circle is getting smaller, seems like. But the people who I used to see, I won't see anymore. However, I'm gonna go back to my same thing. All we need to do is show a little love. That's all. If you think that you want to talk to somebody, don't think about it, do it. Because tomorrow ain't promised. It is just not promised. Today was a hectic day, it really was. There were individuals, we went to, we mentor some young people from, what is that? The school, God, I forgot the name of the school. Saginaw United and SASA. And so we had meetings with them. And they're getting ready to give us some suggestions as well as to what they want to see. You may think that we're not listening, but we hear you. We hear you, but I also need you to understand, Rome was not built in a day. This city has been neglected for so long, now we are getting pampered. So it's gonna take us a little time. I understand time is of the essence with everybody, but sometimes when you move too fast, you move wrong. Just like the young lady with the house. No. I'm gonna live next to no house that's got people standing. No. Sometimes we have to keep talking about the same thing. So thank you for coming. We need to continue to talk about the things that we can change, because some things we can't change. But there are some things that we can change. And if we are making the effort to change it, I ask you again to please allow us that time. It's not to say that we're not gonna do it, it's to say that it's on the way. So please, for the next 48 hours, you got a loved one or a friend that you've not talked to in months and you think about, pick the phone up and call them. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
And that takes us to reports from the manager.
Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have a few announcements and our updates, and we do have a presentation this evening from our city engineer for our upcoming projects this summer. First, I will let council know and remind you that the Saginaw Police Department Memorial and Award Ceremony will be held on Wednesday, May 13th at 11 a.m. Council members are invited, and it's open to the public too. The ceremony will be in the front lobby of the police department, 612 Federal Avenue. Please join us as the Saginaw Police Department honors its officers who lost their lives in the performance of their duties. In addition, we'll be recognizing officers who, within the last year, have demonstrated exceptional conduct beyond that of normal call of duty. As Councilwoman Hammond mentioned, we do have our citywide meeting this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Next door Garber Courts clubhouse facility, so it's an opportunity to see what they have over there. But the meeting will also highlight upcoming community events planned for spring and summer, including updates on the 2026 play dates in the Park Series, which begins March 21st at the First Ward Community Center with Street Ball Hockey Day. 6 additional events are planned for May, June, and August, and all events are free to the public, though registration is required due to limited space, so make sure you check that out. Brian Keenan-Leckel, Saginaw County Parks and Recreation Director, will also provide an overview of mobile recreation programs planned in county parks this summer, including activities such as Gaga Ball, Music on the Move, Art in the Park, and Water Wars. In addition, Positive Results Downtown Saginaw will have a preview of their 2026 Friday Night Live series and other downtown events. As Mayor Pro Tem mentioned, we do have our Ojibwe Island survey out there, and we're currently inviting residents to participate. The survey provides an opportunity for community members to share their input on the future and use and accessibility of the island. It's open through March 31st, so you have a lot of time to complete it, but I will say that within less than a week, we received over 700 responses, so we'll keep promoting that and getting that out to organizations to share. The MBS airport did receive some awards, so I want to mention that. The Michigan Department of Transportation recently announced the award winners for outstanding achievements in Michigan aviation. Happy to share that MBS International Airport received 2 significant honors. They were named the Air Carrier Airport of the Year and also received the Project of the Year award for MBS International Airport Solar Canopy and Charging Network Project. MBS International Airport is operated by the MBS International Airport Commission, a governmental body representing the City of Saginaw, the City of Midland, and Bay County. The Commission provides governance and oversight for the airport while professional management and staff handle day-to-day operations. The airport director is James Kanders, who oversees daily operations and administration. And funding for the airport doesn't come from our tax dollars. It comes from a combination of airline leases and fees, parking and concession revenue, and federal and state aviation grants. Mayor Moore and Tom Miller Jr. and I all serve on the Airport Commission. Councilman Ball served on the commission as well, so he's aware of all of the services out there. We congratulate James and his team for their leadership and management and dedication to MBS Airport. And finally, we do have a Student Government Day coming up. Our next meeting on March 23rd will be at noon and will feature Student Government Day. It's a great opportunity for youth to learn more about what city government does and to meet city council members and staff. We looked at this last year, I think, and the tradition of Student Government Day began in 1927, so it's been around for a long time. American Legion Post 22 first sponsored the event in that year. And to our knowledge, the only interruption has been due to COVID. For 3 years, we did not do it, but started that up again a few years ago. So we're looking forward to hosting that next meeting. And we'll get council members a schedule for the day if you'd like to attend some of the events that are going on. I think we begin at 8 a.m. And with that, I'll ask Travis Hare, our city engineer, to come up and provide his update.
Thank you. You guys probably can hear me without this, but I'm Travis Hare, city engineer. I know many of you have seen me quite a few years in a row now. So I'm happy to be back. I do want to apologize in advance. I'm a bit under the weather, so please bear with me. I have a lot of slides to go through, so I will try to go through them pretty quickly, but please do stop me if you have any questions or concerns or anything. Just overview, 2026, construction season. First off, we're going to go through, I'm going to do a summary of some of the 2025 projects that we had completed.
I need to ask a question. Can we tilt that so others can see it? I mean, it's just so we council can see it. I'm just asking the question. Can we tilt it so that the audience can look?
Yeah, 'cause we got it.
I'm sorry.
We got it there.
No, yeah, because we've got it on screen. And so I want everybody to see it. That's called transparency. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Travis.
No problem. All right, first I will go through the 2025 construction, then I'll go through what projects we have planned for this summer as well. Oop, too far. All right, first up, we had a couple road reconstructions in the Old Town area, Adams Street and Cass Street, 2 blocks each from Michigan to Niagara. We received, I think about half of that project was paid by a Michigan State TAP grant. And that grant allowed us to put the brick in on Cass. So that's, to my knowledge at least, that was the first brick road we've actually constructed, new brick road in probably about 120 years. So that was a really exciting project for us. I will say we would love to do it on every road in Old Town and downtown areas, but it does, I think, double the cost of the total project.
Excuse me.
Just to keep that in mind.
Excuse me, Travis.
Yes, sir.
Were those Saginaw bricks?
Unfortunately, they were not. So we were looking at trying to salvage the existing Saginaw brick, but they were in such poor condition that we would not have enough to put back. We definitely looked into that, and it was going to cost another $300,000 roughly as well to salvage them. So a couple different things put into
I
that.
got about 300 of them at the house.
Yeah, we may or may not have a few piles of them from old projects that we could use in other places though. Next up, we had mile reconstruction of Wheeler Street from Michigan to Gratiot. We do have a few tidy items to tidy up with that, with turf establishment, but that was a 1 mile reconstruction with water main, some sewer work, and a railroad crossing. We also had Hess Avenue from Jefferson to Sheridan. The total project limits went from Williamson to Sheridan, but the reconstruction limits were from Jefferson to Sheridan. We did convert that road from a 1-way to a 2-way and added bike lanes on both sides as well with that project. Next up, we had our 2024 mill and resurface. That was a combination of major streets and local streets. This was kind of on the northwest corner of Court and Michigan, so back behind the new Great Lakes Bay Health building there. We had, I think that was about $1.2 million total worth of resurfacing in that area. And in the fall of 2025, we had our first local road millage project that passed in August of 2024. So we completed our first project with those Saginaw County road millage funds. I think it was about $1.25 million. And we did a lot of the streets from Michigan over to Mason, kind of on the southwest side of Court. So kind of behind the jail and courthouse in that area. That project could only use that money for local roads, which is why we didn't do some of the other roads around the jail, because those are all major streets. So different pot of money, just to explain that. We did have the Court Street Bridge, as I'm sure everyone knew, for the first couple months of the summer last year. That was closed for concrete repairs. Then we did an epoxy overlay on that. We only paid about 5% of that total project cost because of state bridge funds. So that was a cool project for us. That was the last bridge over the river that we needed to put an epoxy overlay on. Keeps the water from infiltrating into the deck. Hot topic, I'm sure, with the Ojibwe Island. So we did complete the soil or the bank stabilization on that with some ARPA funding. And we also there was about 300 or 400 foot section of Crayola Park along the river as well over here just across Fordney. So that piece of the project is complete from 2025. I think there's a railing to put up and that's it. Other than that portion of the Ojibwe Island project is done. Oh, I missed this. So we did put in a pedestrian island as well at Court and Fayette. So that was part of the 2024 mill and resurface. We have been receiving complaints from the courthouse trying to get across the street with that parking lot, and we were able to secure another $12,000 to put that refuge island in. So it's kind of our pet project, our pilot project, and now we're going to see if we can start putting them in more locations where they're needed. Come on. This is kind of our water and sewer road patch restoration. So as you know, we have water main breaks all winter long, and we cannot do the permanent road patches during the winter if they're asphalt especially. So our maintenance and service guys will go out, temporarily patch it, and this is an annual project we'll have every year to come back through and try to replace those. We are probably, I would say, on average, 10 years behind, so we're trying to catch up every year with some more funding to continue repairing those patches. We did a crack seal project, first one we've done in a few years. We did about 25 lane miles of overband crack fill, and these are usually done on roads that have been resurfaced within the last 6 to 8 years to try to keep the water from getting in there and damaging it more. We did have kind of an exciting one we've had in the budget, and we're cutting for probably about 6 or 7 years. We were able to build a new traffic engineering pole barn. This allows us to pull in with our equipment, load up all the signs, and then pull out. The way we have now, they had to back in all the way about 150 feet to get in there. It's a lot safer. We were able to secure some general fund with that budget as well, so we appreciate that. Those guys over there are extremely happy. A couple non-road and bridge projects. I'm going to steal a little thunder from Mike Grenier. So we had the 3 million gallon elevated storage tank. As you can see, that went up last year. They're still working. I think I don't want to speak too soon. We got a couple months left. Couple weeks, excuse me. So a couple weeks left to finish that, but it's looking good, and we'll have everything wrapped up here in the next couple weeks and tidied up in the next month or two. Along with that project, there was a lot of water main work out front of the water treatment plant. So that was water main piping to accommodate the tower once it's put into service. That mulch, I think, will be going away. That was a temporary application so that we could have the Light Up the City event, so there wouldn't be mud. So that'll be going away. They'll be planting grass this spring, just for that picture there. And on the right, the Hancock parking structure, that was about half ARPA funding and half sewer funding to renovate the parking deck structure and also the CSO basin below. So that project is complete, and I think we're working towards closeout. Kind of an exciting piece I wanted to bring up. The first bullet here, you guys all know. I'm sorry, it's kind of small over there. First bullet, you guys know, the August 2024, the local road millage passed for Saginaw County. That gives us about $1.25 million per year to spend on local streets. And so we did successfully complete the first project in the fall of 2025. We have another one coming up, you'll see in a few slides here for 2026. But one big thing that just came out in this past fall was the state gas tax increase. So they converted income tax. They took income tax out of the gas tax and increased the gas tax, and also added a marijuana tax, which I know can be a little controversial, but as far as me, with road funding, it helped a lot. So I will say for fiscal year 2026, we were getting a 33% increase in our overall road budget. That's not just for road projects, but that's for pothole patching, snow plowing, traffic signals, anything related to the road work. Starting in fiscal year 2027, it's actually a 50% increase of our current budget, which is huge for us. So I know it did come with a little bit of a reduction in general fund, but we are very excited about the road funding to try to continue to improve our roads in the city. Just want to put up here project selection factors. I've had this on here every year. The only thing we have kind of shifted our focus a little bit. We added in condition of underground utilities on here as well, specifically ours, whether it's city sewer or water mains. We've had a big push to try to replace more water mains every year. So now we're kind of focusing on areas where either the water main's in good condition, that we won't have a water main break after paving, or if we have the money, let's replace the water main now, do the road at the same time. So you can get some cost savings by doing it all at once. This looks a little scary. This is our PASER ratings. So as you know, PASER rating, I think it's 1 to 4 or 1 to 3 is failed, 4 to 7 is fair condition, and 7 to 10 is good condition. So just as a comparison to last year, we're pretty much on par with last year. Our goal, especially with our asset management plan, has been to maintain the condition of our overall road system, just because the funding has not been there to truly improve the score. So now we're hoping with the increase in budget and the local road millage that we'll actually start to see these PASER ratings bump up, and we'll actually start seeing improvement in the overall road system. Just my table of contents there for the projects. So first one, mention this quick, 2026 local road millage. We are looking at replacing water main on Arthur and Maple in this area. We're gonna do all the roads from the city limits to Salt Street, south of West Michigan. So as you know, that includes like Wheeler and I think Stanley down there. So that's gonna be our project this summer. We're gonna be doing water main around May or June on Arthur and Maple, and then we'll be doing the actual road resurfacing shortly after that in July and August. So that'll be our next round of local road millage dollars. That total project's about $2.5 million. Then we were awarded, I think it's $430,000 in CDBG dollars in the last round. And so actually that project's out for bid right now. So that's gonna be we're doing Granger and Lyon resurfacing and some ramps around that area as well. If you don't know, that's kind of where the Old Town Drive-In is, kind of in that area. So we'll be focusing in that area for the mill and resurface for the CDBG project. And that's kind of on the same schedule. We'll start that in maybe May or June, and that'll be done probably end of July, early August. Concrete road repairs. This is, we're doing water main as well. This is gonna be North Michigan Avenue and Schaefer Street between the I-675 on and off ramps and Weiss. So we're doing water main on Schaefer because we've had a few breaks in the last 5 to 6 years. And so before we would do any concrete repairs on the road, we wanna make sure that water main's taken care of. So we'll be replacing water main from Weiss down to, I think it's Clark. And so we're replacing that first. We are expecting to have final plans for that in the next couple weeks, so we'll be putting that out for bid and starting that around end of May, early June.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Do the water fund pay for those water mains?
Correct,
Okay.
yes. Yep, the water fund pays, so on this project specifically as well, so any road we have to rip up to replace the water main would also be covered by the water funds. And then any of the concrete repairs that we were going to do anyways would be covered by the road fund.
Okay.
And that's the case as well for like the local road millage project at Arthur and Maple. Any road that we rip up, the sand, gravel, and asphalt to go back will all be covered by the water fund too.
Okay.
Yep. Good question. So this will be the first concrete road repair project we've done in a couple years. So that'll be nice to see. You'll see a theme here. We've got a lot of projects that have kind of been put on hold for a while, and now that we have some extra funding, we're actually getting them off the shelf. Next one, if this will work. There you go. Next one, we actually had a pre-construction meeting today. So White Street water main replacement. We got a DWSRF grant, or loan, I should say. This was approved previously at council. To that principal forgiveness, which is basically the grant portion, will cover about 80% of the cost of this project, closer to 85, I believe. We're gonna be starting that in the next couple weeks. So as soon as that starts, then Weiss will be closed from Mason to Michigan, and then from Bay Road to Mason, we'll have one lane open for westbound traffic only. So that's gonna be a little bit of a headache, working with a lot of the businesses and school that's on the north side of Weiss, but we'll make it work. So that'll be starting, and that completion, I think, is about the end of October. So that's kind of a unique one for us because it'll be a water main lining. It's the first water main lining that we've done. So there will definitely be some learning curves to go with that project that we're gonna have to work through.
So, considering the fact that we shipping water out to Hemlock for that project out there, are they helping with any of this stuff?
No, nothing with this. Nope. I think you're talking about like the Phoenix project that's out there.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think the only project we are doing to accommodate that is the Gratiot Booster Station.
Okay.
That's the one that's at Tittabawassee River right there on M46.
Okay.
And that was, I believe, 100% covered by Thomas and Richland Townships.
Okay.
Yep. And that one's almost done as well this year. Right, Mike? I got that right? Perfect. All right, and so then once we're done replacing the water main on Weiss, then we're gonna go back through and resurface everywhere from Bay Road to the east to Michigan. We are not resurfacing from Mackinac to Bay because that is a road commission road, not the city road, and they preferred us not to. So we're gonna put back the road that we rip up for the water main, but not do a full resurface. Next one, that's been on the shelf design for about 5 years. Now that we have some funding to do it, now we're gonna do the other two blocks, Hancock and Ames, north of Court Street. So we did Adams and Cass last year, we're gonna do Hancock and Ames this year, so then 2 blocks north and south of Court will be completely reconstructed, all new roads, water mains, and so that'll be a nice boost to our businesses in the area as well. So we're looking at bidding that one out here in the next couple weeks, excuse me, and starting that in June with about an October completion. No grant for that one, and no brick, unfortunately. Next one is our fiscal year 2026 federal project. So we get state transportation urban local funds from the feds that gets passed through MDOT. And so this is our federal project for this year. We're doing Perkins from Genesee to 17th. That includes water main replacement, and then we'll also be widening the road to accommodate for bike lanes. Now, some people might say, why are you putting bike lanes in the middle where there's no bike lanes on either side? So we are coming back in 2 years and completing the project on Perkins from 17th to 23rd, and we'll have bike lanes at that point as well, which will tie into what the road commission put in for bike lanes already. And then hopefully next year, we'll have bike lanes on Genesee right at Perkins in that same area. So it'll connect eventually. We're just kind of doing it in a goofy order. So just as a heads up for that. So we will be starting that project within the next couple weeks, and that'll be under construction for most of the summer and early fall as well. And then we have Federal Avenue. So I think since Beth was city engineer, this might be the first one that we're actually designing completely in-house. So all of our engineering is going to be done in-house. I think it's about 90% complete right now, Ron. So this will be the first project we've designed in-house in quite a few years. It's going to save us around $75,000 or $80,000 not having to bid it out to a consultant. So we're trying to do that as much as we can. Now that we have staff, we purchased a survey equipment total station that allows us to actually get survey grade data. So we're kind of, I can't sit here and tell you we're going to be able to design all the projects in-house. We're going to pick a couple small ones that we can save a little bit of money on. So this will be our first one. This is right in front of the fire station, the main fire station there in Federal. So that'll be probably July start for that project. Next one is Lee Street and the boat launch. So this is one of the ARPA projects. So we're going to be, I think we're waiting on a floodplain permit right now, but we are ready to bid this and get started as soon as that floodplain permit comes in. So we're going to be doing Lee Street from Niagara down to the boat launch and also the boat launch itself. And it's going to be complete crush and shape of the boat launch and the road. We're also going to put a new water main down Lee Street as well. So we're hoping to have that, done in about 3 months. Not 3 months from today, but once we start, it'll be about 3 months because we know that it's heavily trafficked in the summer for boaters. So we're trying to accommodate that and try to get it done as soon as possible. Next one is North Mason Street. So we were awarded some DWSRF funding for this project as well. And this also includes dead-end looping south of Main Street as well. So south of Main Street, there's about 6 dead-end streets that go south from Main. Those are all dead-end mains. And what you see with dead-end mains is if there's not a lot of usage, the water could get bad quality. And so we're constantly having to flush those mains. So what we're trying to do is run a parallel main that's south of Main Street at the end of all the cul-de-sacs and connect them all together to get better water quality in that whole area. So we received some funding for that, and that'll be bid with the North Mason project, where we're replacing water main from Houghton up to State Street. And then we'll be doing a road resurfacing of Mason once that project's done as well, all bid together. So I think that's going to be out to bid in around May, and we may do it this fall. We may wait till the spring. We're going to kind of leave that one up to the contractor just to see if we can get some better prices. Plus, we have enough construction already for the fall, so we'll see what happens with that. But next one is we're finally here after about 4 years of design. Medical diamond infrastructure. We are very close. We have almost all the permits we need. I think we're 2 away. As soon as we get those, we're ready to bid. So our goal is we'll have this bid out in May and June for the infrastructure work. So roads, water, sewer, electrical, and we'll be starting that this fall with a completion of November 2027. So that'll be a big project. I think it's about, what I got on here, 14 million, just under 14 million for all of that. So that'll be a big undertaking for us on top of everything else that we have going on. So that's phase 1 and 3. Then the next slide is the Medical Diamond Park improvements, which, as you saw today in the public hearing, we're constantly applying for grants to try to make up the difference in the funding gap. And so the goal is to build it as designed right now. All said and done, if we can get all the funding for that, this will be bid sometime this fall, with construction starting in spring next year, and that'll be completing in the fall of 2028. So we got a little bit yet to do on this project, but we will be starting the infrastructure work hopefully this fall as well. I just want to give a little chart here to show, we have just over $47 million worth of road and bridge construction for this summer. Now this is a little skewed because I have the $30 million in non-city funds that we got for the Medical Diamond. So, but on top of that, we do have about $10 million in other funding sources that are not coming from the city, whether it be grant, SRF loan, things of that nature. So it's a pretty good percentage. 86% of our projects this year are going to be covered by non-city funds. So that's kind of a big deal for us. We try to apply for as many grants as possible, as many that we can handle at least. Next, I'll just go through some other projects that not necessarily road related. Talked about this already with 2025. It's just our next round of water and sewer road patches. So it's usually $1.25 million we bid out every year. We're trying to budget for more so we can take that 10-year window down to like 7 or 8, but we're moving in the right direction. Sidewalk replacements. So these are special assessment projects for that. Sidewalks are the responsibility of the homeowner. So what happens is someone will report a cracked or broken trip hazard on the sidewalk. It goes into our complaint system, and then it gets added to a list. So we're behind because we get some general fund from this as well. We're behind. I think this year's project will cover all the complaints through 2019, and then a few in 2020. So we're a couple, 5-6 years behind. We have some discussions we're gonna bring up later on this year, and we'll talk about maybe some ordinance changes on how we wanna handle this, but just to bring that up now. So the next one, we also have an ADA ramp project. We have lots of ramps in the Old Town and downtown area that are ADA compliant, except they have the domes that are there. The plastic ADA plates are broken. And so this project is gonna go through and replace as many of those as we can possibly replace. And it's gonna be quite a bit cheaper than replacing the whole ramp because we already have a ramp there. We just have to replace that one square that has the ADA plate on it. So we're gonna try to do as many as we can in those two areas where we have the most pedestrians. We do have another crack seal project. I think last year's project we did about 25 lane miles, and I think we'll be looking at doing another 25 lane miles to try to get caught up from the couple years we have not done crack seal projects. Next up, Riverfront Iron Belt Trail Rehab. So this is, we applied for the full section. We got grant funds to cover 100% of this cost. I think the grant funds totaled like $862,000. So we're doing the Riverfront Iron Belt Trail from Wicks up to Ojibwe, and that includes trailhead parking on the south end and the north end. And then we're also doing from Holland Avenue Bridge up to Emerson Street. So that'll bring us right up to the Medical Diamond portion, which is what then from Emerson to the north is what the grant from today is applying for. So we're trying to put all the pieces together and from different grant organizations. So we'll be starting that work probably mid-April once the weather gets better, and then they'll be open by the 4th of July. Jubilee Island Drive rehab. So as I said earlier, we have the bank stabilization project complete, and now we're going to be looking to work on the drive. So this includes a crush and shape of the entire drive and all parking lots, and the gravel lot that's by the back docks will also be added as asphalt as well. So plus we're adding a secondary parking lot on the east side of the drive coming into the island as well. So there will be lots of parking amenities for the future. And our goal is to have this done by the 4th of July as well. I will caveat this, it's a lot depends on weather. But regardless of that, we will be able to shoot the fireworks off on 4th of July if the project's still ongoing. We've already talked to our contractor. We won't have any issue with that. But our ultimate goal is to have it done, everything done by the 4th of July. Next one, Hoyt Park Upper Drive Millinery Surface. So this is that road that's on the top section there at M13. We did the lower Hoyt Park Drive a couple years ago as part of a grant I think we received from the Memorial Cup type projects. And now we're doing the Hoyt Upper Park Drive with some ARPA funding as well. Make some other modifications there too. All right, flew through that. I won't read through these, but just wanted to include, we've got a couple of slides here of just future out 2027 and beyond, some other projects we have coming up. Just want to make mention, the second to last one is the East Genesee. We'll be looking to do that with bike lanes next year, and we are applying for a grant for that project as well. And then just another list of some other future projects in the next coming years. So other than that, any questions? Tried to slam through it for you guys quick.
Any questions? Yes, Councilwoman.
Thank you. So the ADA plate replacement that's going in
Yep.
On proposed project funding, I think that was, and I may be wrong, but just me walking around down there, it looks like it was snowplows that did that initial shock and awe damage to those plates. Is there, are we doing any measures to prevent that from happening in the future?
Yes, so recently, within the last couple of years, we've changed our policy that any ADA ramps that are going to be in, areas that can get snow plowed, old town, downtown areas, or anywhere we have high truck traffic, we're putting in cast iron ADA plates rather than the plastic. So it's about double the cost, but they will definitely last a lot longer. And I've heard from plow truck drivers that they feel them, so it jolts them a little bit. But they last a lot longer when you're dealing with that kind of traffic and plowing operation. And so that's what we're gonna be putting in.
I have a question. So, is that the city that's got all these little spikes in people's yards?
No, so I will say, I mean, it could be. It depends on the location, because we have to get misdigs whenever we do lead service line replacements, let's say, or even with city staff, we might have to do misdigs, so you'll have flags in the yards. But most of what's going on right now in the city is there's these fiber companies in town. So you have Ripple Fiber, Omni Fiber, and MetroNet. And so they're out in Saginaw Township as well. They're kind of everywhere, and we're doing our best to keep them under control, but it's been kind of a little bit of a challenge, let's put it that way. So, but yeah, so most of the flags you see all over town are these fiber companies coming in and installing infrastructure.
Okay, I'm asking because it's all in my yard.
Yeah.
Okay, in a lot I bought, and I'm like.
Yep, and I will say too that Consumers Energy has started up their grid project again. So for probably 3 years in a row, they were all on the west side replacing gas services and gas mains. So now they are starting within the next couple weeks on the east side, kind of the northeast side, that they're going to be installing a lot of new gas mains and gas services as well. So it could be something to do with that.
So that means our yards are going to be tore up.
Not necessarily. I can't confirm nor deny.
I just want to know, because somebody's going to fix it back.
Oh, they'll get fixed. We have a tally of everybody that's done the damage and where they're at, so we hound them. So
you will get one for me, trust
absolutely.
Me. Councilwoman Wiggins, and then Councilwoman Hammond.
Thanks for your presentation, Travis. It was great, actually. Just a quick question: with all these projects, are you hiring?
That's so I'm going to be completely honest. So with the extra funding we're receiving, we're going to give it this construction season, and then at the end of the year, we're probably going to have to review our operation to see if it's a potential to add a couple positions. Just depends on the budget we have, the space. And the other side of that is we might be very, very busy in the summer, but things definitely do slow down in the winter a little bit. So I don't want to hire 3 people and then have to lay 2 of them off in the winter either. So it's kind of it's a give and take. So we're definitely going to be looking at that after this construction season. Yep.
They've changed a lot over the last probably 5 to 10 years, so they do a lot more in-house than they used to. So we've already increased staffing at least a few crews, is that right, Travis?
Well, I can't say we've increased staffing, but no, we haven't added positions, let's put it that way. It's just that the first couple years I was here, we were at half staff. So I think when the old city engineer left and I got moved into the city engineer position, we only had 6 out of our 12 positions filled. So we had half of our staff, and so that was a bit of a struggle. But now we're at full staff, and like I said, we'll review at the end of this year to see if we need to add another person maybe. We do have about 6 in-city inspectors that will handle inspection of as many jobs as we can. Some inspectors will have 3 projects they're covering all at the same time. Some of the larger projects that maybe are outside of our expertise, we do hire consultants. As you saw, I think Wade Trim is doing the inspection on Weiss for us, and I think we're looking at Spicer to do the inspection on lead service line projects. So you will see consultants kind of helping out where we need it as well. So.
Yes.
Thank you. Is that, so the lot that is, has a barrier over it now in Old Town, the one that was over the critical water infrastructure, is that a paid lot now that people have to?
I think right now it's free. Cassie, it looks like Cassie's out, but I think right now it's free, but I think at some point there will be a fee structure as part of that gate. And I think it'll be just like the courthouse had. I think you have to pay to get out. So you'll get a ticket when you go in, and it'll be based on an hourly rate. But I don't know that. I don't know those details for sure.
Cassie's back.
There you go.
Cassie's back.
I have a question on the Hancock parking deck, if it's going to be paid at some point.
It will be, but I'm still working on an agreement with our credit card company.
Perfect. That's like, I almost covered it all, so thanks.
And also our other newest lot at the old Jacobson site, that's a pay lot as well.
Yep.
I would I would hope that we could work out some sort of deal with our employers in the area for passes to be distributed to employees with some kind of flat fee structure, because I think that'd be a great way to both ensure a safer parking situation for the employees in that area, because there's a lot of parking in that area most days. I can't imagine a lot of people wanting to use it, just because free parking is right next door, but that might be a good idea for local employers to be able to have some kind of flat monthly rate to then give vouchers to their employees. I've seen that.
We do have a flat monthly rate. Right now, I think with our other new lot at Jacobson's, Spicer's one that pays a flat rate for multiple spots in that lot.
Yeah, they probably have a third of the lot, something like that.
Yeah. That's open for anybody, whether it's residents in the neighborhood or people that work there. They can contact the city and get that information.
Any more questions? Yes.
Thank you. I have a couple questions about the Ojibwe Island park improvements, particularly the roadway. Can you describe the character of any changes that are happening with the drive and with the parking lot? I think there was a concern that the driveway was going to be narrowed to a point that cars could not drive on it. Is that the intent or no?
No, so the road will be narrowed. So I think right now it goes anywhere from 27 feet wide to 32 feet wide. And it's still, I think the intent is still going to be, it's going to be a one-way road, but we are building it wide enough in case there's a change with whatever council and city manager's office decides as far as opening it down the road. We are making the road wide enough that you could do two-way traffic if needed. I think it's set up to be 20 feet wide, and there's going to be 7 to 8, 9 foot shoulders of gravel on either side. And so if, we try to tell people don't park on the grass and everything, they don't listen sometimes, but what we're doing now is we are accommodating that a little bit with these 8 or 9 foot gravel shoulders on each side. Basically what we're doing is we're crushing the entire road, and we're only paving back 20 feet. So what the original width was, that's going to be there still. It just might not all be asphalt. Yep. And then the parking lots are staying the same width, same size. There will be no change there.
But there is an additional parking?
Correct.
What's the reasoning behind needing an additional parking lot? Is it near the entrance?
Yeah, it's on the east side of the entrance coming off of Court Street, or Ezra Rust, excuse me. And so I think we're going to have roughly 10 spots in that with one handicap spot as well. And it's going to basically mirror what's on the west side currently.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Travis, can you just update council too on the level of revenue that changes that you've had with the millage and the changes at the state?
Yeah, just as a reminder, yeah, so the millage, the Saginaw County Road millage is a 1.25 million every year. Just as an example, that almost doubles what we get for local roads every year. So as of August 2024, that basically doubles our local street budget. And not a lot of the snow plowing and pothole patching cost comes out of the local street budget. So what that'll help us do is actually put all that money towards projects. And so you're gonna see, a lot more pavement going down with these local streets. It's a great thing. And then with the state budget that was passed in the new gas tax policy, like I said, the current fiscal year we're in, the current fiscal year that the feds are in, 2026, we're receiving a 33% increase, but starting 2027, it's a 50% increase. So I think right now our total between major and locals is about $8.5–9 million. It's going to go up to 12. So that's a huge increase for us. So, and I will caveat that a little bit because 3 years ago we received a 15% decrease in the overall budget. So from 3 years ago, it's probably more of a 30% increase, let's say. But anything we can get, we'll take. So.
Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job, Travis.
Feel better.
Thank you, Travis, and that concludes the management update.
Any questions for the city manager? Yes, Councilwoman.
Thank you. This presentation we received for the public hearing today from Wade Trim, is that available on the city's website?
We can make sure it is, yeah.
I would also ask that if there is a public hearing and there's any information going to be presented to council, that it's available to the public or attached to the agenda prior to the meeting. Because the whole point of the public hearing is for the public to be reacting to the information that's presented. So it just makes sense if we're looking at something that's not, available to the public, that we make that available to the public.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Manager. Madam Clerk.
On to the consent agenda.
The consent agenda has been available at City Hall and on the city webpage. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, leaving room for exceptions.
So moved.
Second.
Do we have any exceptions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Madam Clerk,
On to board, commission, and committee reports.
do we have any community meeting report? Okay. Madam Clerk,
Next item is appointment of board, commission, and committee members.
I need a motion to approve, leaving room for exceptions.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Is there any exceptions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk.
On to ordinance introduction, we have one on the agenda. It's to amend the official city map to rezone Lot 9 west 30 feet of Lot 10, including adjacent vacated alley, Block 1, South Remington's addition, Lot 9, excluding west 70 feet, Block 2, South Remington addition, also west half vacated adjacent alley, Lot 10, excluding west 30 feet, Block 1, South Remington's addition, west 70 feet of Lot 9, Block 2, South Remington's addition from R1 low-density residential to B1 neighborhood business.
I need a motion to introduce.
Please,
So
please introduce it.
Did I get a second?
Support.
Any questions? Any
Yes.
comments?
Yeah, what's going on over there with all this? Is somebody doing something over there or something, or what? Thank you, Cass.
Hello, council. Yep, this was a request from a property owner who's looking to reopen a convenience store that's over in this area.
Okay,
And he owns a couple of the properties, and then a couple of them are owned by somebody else.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Over on Sheridan Street, the old Sheridan Market. It used to be open a long time ago.
Okay.
Over by, what is that, Emerson School? What's that school over there?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right over there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your
No, you're
thunder.
good.
That's fine.
Is there
Thank you.
anything else?
I appreciate that.
Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. This ordinance will be laid over with the provisions of the state law. Madam Clerk.
On to resolutions, we have one there as well. It's authorizing the submission of a Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund grant application for the Saginaw Riverfront Park improvements for the Public Services Department Engineering Division.
I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Yes, Councilwoman.
Thank you. I have a question on the funding for this project. So I know that part of the match that we're discussing in the presentation, the match discussed in the presentation was, I'm not sure how contingent that expenditure is on getting that grant. So basically, if we're unsuccessful in receiving this grant, what is going to be done with the money that otherwise would have been used as a match?
I think the presenter left, is that right?
You know.
So the match that's listed in the resolution would be coming directly from the LEO grant that was already received from the Medical Diamond Project itself. So if we don't get that grant, it would just, it's not like we're losing that matching funding. That matching funding will still be utilized on that park, because we still have about a $3.5 million funding gap. So if we got this grant, it would just take that extra $500,000 and reduce that gap. That's all.
Thank you. And I would just say the nature of my concern was if there was any ARPA dollars, just with the timing, that's a very tight deadline from the deadline of the grant. But, no, that answers my questions. Thank you.
Any other questions?
No question.
For the vote. I'm sorry.
I guess if for some reason a
You
miracle
needed to come
happens.
back up. Travis, can you come back, Mr.
I
Travis,
don't
can
know
you
who
come
it is.
back up, please? Just stand there for a minute, stand there for a minute, please.
If by some miracle, through either private funding or something, that we had the money to cover the city's contribution, is that a possibility, and would we be able to use that money for something else?
So you're asking would we be able to use the grant money for something else, or what?
No, the contribution of the city, like the 6, whatever that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So right now, we have 100% of the LEO grant money obligated, let's call it, towards that project. So we're not taking any money from that grant. The trail piece is already included in that total cost of the entire Saginaw Riverfront Park. So we're just identifying a piece of that to hopefully get some funding for that. That match is already being provided. We're taking advantage of that match being there already. So we're not actually increasing the match. We're not increasing I think it was $30.5 million. We're not trying to utilize that funding in a different way than it's already being utilized. It's just we're taking advantage that the money's already being spent on that park to act as a match for this grant.
It's not a new project or an additional
Right.
project to the park. It's in the plan, so they have this funding gap right now. So basically, if they didn't get any additional private funding or any additional grants, the park would probably be phased. So you may not have as many features as were presented, but they have, I don't know, Phil probably has 5 or 6 different funding options going on right now.
So there's one, I think the guy from Wade Trim, he had brought up one that we have, I think it's like $6.8 million, that was part of the Recreation Legacy Program through the feds. They paused that. We were the only, it goes through like a regional review. We were the only project in the state of Michigan that was selected to go on to the federal review. So that, just based on that, we thought we had a very good chance of getting that grant, which would more than cover the funding gap we have. Unfortunately, they suspended that program. They are reopening it, hopefully in the next month or so. And with the success we had getting through the state of Michigan review, and being the only recommended project, we think we still have a good chance of that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Not until you sit down.
Guess I'm gonna stand up here for a while.
Stand up there, stand up distraction.
No, you good.
With that
Thank
being
you.
said,
Thank you, Travis.
with that being said, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Madam Clerk,
Takes you to miscellaneous business.
do we have any motions to put on the floor? Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved to second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.